Mind Your Language, Educated Ghanaian English, Lesson 47.
This lesson is on the deviant usage of the prepositions like and unlike. Our point of pronunciation is the word V-I-T-A-M-I-N. The usage of the prepositions like and unlike requires care. The following sentences are incorrect.
1. Unlike previous expos, many of the traders said business was not so good. 2. Like many great authors, many of his books and stories were based on his personal experiences. 3. Unlike Afghanistan, the official purpose here, that is in the Philippines, is to prevent terrorism. 4. Unlike football, many sportsmen have not considered becoming professional athletes. 5. Like many regulations, its implementation has not been effective. 6. Unlike the South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission, a few former heads of state have appeared before the Nigerian Truth and Reconciliation Commission. 7. Unlike the Gulf War, this time round, the allied countries do not all agree on the attack on Iraq. 8. Mary was delicate and unreal, and unlike the others, with their lives, goals and plans, her whole life has been completely unrealistic. 9. Like the biblical Job, their faith has been tried, but the gospel music buddies, Suzzy and Matt, have remained resolute in their faith. 10. Unlike previous meetings, where development partners had their way, poor countries in the WTO were determined to stick to the issues of subsidies in EU and the US, which continue to cripple their economies.
We should note that the construction with like and unlike is like or unlike X, Y, where X and Y are noun forms representing the names or persons or the same type of things. In the examples above, the writers compared unlike terms instead of like terms, and therefore made the sentences incorrect. For example,
in the first sentence, expos and traders. In the second, authors and books or stories. In the third, Afghanistan and purpose. In the fourth, football and sportsmen. In the fifth, regulations and implementation. In the sixth, commission and heads of state. In the seventh, Gulf War and allied countries. In the eighth, others and life. In the ninth, Job and faith. In the 10th, meetings and countries.
Using the correct formula, the like terms should be as follows.
In the first sentence, expos and expo. In the second, authors and he, Hemmingway. In the third, Afghanistan and the Philippines. In the fourth, football and athletics. In the fifth, regulations and it, that is the new building regulation. In the sixth, the South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission and the Nigerian Truth and Reconciliation Commission. In the seventh, the Gulf War and another war or attack on Iraq. In the eighth, others and she. In the ninth, Job and the gospel music buddies, that is Suzzy and Matt. In the 10th, meetings and the meeting, that is Cancun meeting in Mexico.
And so the correct sentences should be as follows.
1. Unlike previous expos, this expo did not meet the expectation of many traders. They said business was not so good. 2. Like many great authors, he, that is Hemmingway, based many of the books and stories on his personal experiences. 3. Unlike Afghanistan, the Philippines is officially trying to prevent terrorism. 4. Unlike football, athletics does not attract many sportsmen to become professionals. 5. Like many regulations, it, that is a new building regulation or directive, has not been effectively implemented. 6. Unlike the South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the Nigerian Truth and Reconciliation Commission has had only a few former heads of state appearing before it. 7. Unlike the Gulf War, another war or attack on Iraq does not meet the approval of many of the allied countries. 8. Mary was delicate and almost unreal, and unlike the others, with their life's goals and plans, she had been completely unrealistic in her whole life. 9. Like the biblical Job, the gospel music buddies, that is Suzzy and Matt, have had their faith tried, but they have remained resolute. 10. Unlike previous meetings, where their development partners had their way, the meeting, that is Cancun meeting in Mexico, stressed that poor countries in the WTO were determined to stick to the issues of subsidies in EU and the US, which continue to cripple their economies.
Thank you, Sheila. And now to our point of pronunciation. The word vitamin is pronounced
Vitamin, but in American English, it's pronounced vitamin. And vitamin is a natural substance found in food that is an essential part of what humans and animals eat to help them grow and stay healthy. So we can say oranges are rich in vitamin C.
That's all for now, viewers.